Well, good morning. It's beautiful out. Just the right amount of chili, which is probably what I'm going to try to make tonight. But first, I got to go get some food because don't worry about Old Hank here. I ain't got no food in the house. But did a lot of filming. Well, I ain't going to say a lot. I did a good bit of filming yesterday. On Old Hank here, working on it and everything like that with the new camera. And half of it didn't even have audio. And if it did, you couldn't hear it, even turned all the way up. And when you tried to put it onto the computer, it just lost all content. So, we're going to try this again. Going to do a little recap. Hank has had problems with not shifting at all, not starting in first, unless you do it manually, and no brakes. The brakes were supposed to be gone through. Well, it really didn't matter if they were gone through because they had bread pudding and mixed with a little bit of sand and metal flake in the wheel bearings, so that had to be done. And the wheel cylinders, all four of them were leaking. So contaminated the brake shoes all the way around. But here's the fun part. My local AutoZone had it all. They had the shoes, front and rear. They had the wheel bearings, inner and outer, and the grease seals. They had the ignition switch and lock cylinder. Got that too in stock. But got the brakes going. This car actually came with a factory power steering and power brakes. The power brakes the booster is not actually behind the master cylinder. It's on the other side of the firewall underneath the dash, which is kind of cool. It's even cooler because it's working. But we got that hooked up. My main thing, kind of my milestone problem child, was this transmission. Quick recap, got the car, was running and driving. We got it to run at the place and got not even 300 feet from the place where we got it from. Transmission just stopped. It was full of fluid. Radiator was full of fluid. Engine was full of oil. It just stopped. It's like, okay, we'll just tow it. At that point, I was like, got 3 cars, got to get one of them home first. Towed it home. Worked on it a couple times. If you follow my buddy Brent, Brent's Automods, we did some work to it, and we already knew the transmission was probably hurt. Real cool guy named Marty, Brent's buddy, hooked me up with a transmission that he had on the shelf and this, that, and the other. And it was rebuilt many moons ago, sat on the shelf for 12 years, hooked me up with it, which was freaking awesome. Thank you, Marty. But he had issues with it at the time. It wouldn't shift right for him, so he went and got a brand new, reman transmission, put in there, took care of his problem, which awesome, because his cars were amazing. His wife's Mustang was the beautiful. Oh, yeah. Anyways, ADD kicks in. But anyways, got that, and then Brent was doing the manifold and carburetor and everything. I bought at that time, another friend of Brent, Jason, hooked me up with a great deal on an electronic ignition, a Holley double pumper, and a Torker, Edelbrock Torker intake, which is on there still, and some really cool 289 valve covers. So I got them and felt all happy about it and everything until wait for it, until Brent took the radiator hose off and there was no fluid in it. Took the lower radiator hose off. There was no fluid in it. Took the heater's hose off. There was no fluid in it. There was fluid on it before we left, and we only drove it 200 feet. Well, fun fact, it was in the oil pan. Yeah. And that was very discouraging. So at that moment, Motors. So here's where it gets kind of uplifting. There was another buddy of ours. He's got like 16 aliases. Some people call him Doug. Some people call him Bowser. Some call him Daddy Donkin. Some people call him something, Eddie Rocket from Mississippi on the Mississippi side or something like that. I don't know. He's got 16 aliases. I don't know. I can't count. Anyways, he had a 289 that was, he actually let me borrow to do a mock-up for Christine. And he's like, hey, man, just we'll see if we can't figure out something with this. So, long story short, I ended up getting a 289. Went through it, freshened it up a little bit. Didn't have to do the rings, pulled everything, and it is, that joker runs jam up and jelly tight. Sounds like a NASCAR. But, yeah. So I did all that, got it together, put the engine in, put the transmission in, and then the transmission wouldn't shift. Tried a good bit, just would not shift. Now, grant, mind you, the transmission was a gift, so can't be too upset with it. But it ran too good, so I started doing some research, checked my vacuums and all that stuff. Now with this carburetor particularly, it's a Pro Form, but it is actually like a poly setup. You have your 2 ports down here. This one has the port here and one in the back. Well, I'm not a transmission guy. I used to R&R back in the day, but I'm not a transmission guy. So I did some research, checked it out. It was rebuilt. So obviously, as a transmission builder, a C4 is not a difficult thing to do for people or for transmission builders. So it's like, okay, let's see if we can't figure this out. Well, anyways, doing all that, blah, 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 blah. And I was watching a video from Tom's Refurb. He's got a cool little white Mustang. I think they call it like vanilla or something. It's got the inline 6 in it, automatic. Kind of like basically the Mustang version of my son's Falcon, which is awesome. But sitting there, I noticed that he went from first and clicked it up to second, and on he went. And there's a gentleman here locally that had a couple transmissions, and I figured, I bought a drive shaft from him, so he mentioned that. I was like, well, let me just go ahead and touch base with him and see exactly. Cool car. See exactly what he's got and what he wants for him. So I called him and all that stuff, and apparently he had a couple. And he asked me this question, which had me curious. Would you like a white dot or a green dot? Now, not being, granted, it's kind of hard to tell. I'm not a Ford guy. I'm a car guy. Even though every car I have besides a Toyota, well, and Evelyn, is Ford. But apparently, I'll put the little picture right here somewhere. But that is a Mustang shifter with what they call the green dot transmission. So the green dot, white dot, the white dot starts off in second. That's your first, park, reverse, neutral, white dot. That's drive, but it starts off in second. And it shifts to third. So like if you're in the snow or whatever, you go down one more, that's green dot. It starts in first, shifts to second, shifts to third. Then you have, that's your, I think it's, after that it's low. Yeah, I think that's how it does. Anyways, just the little pictures right here. But anyways, and it was like hearing a trigger word for like someone that had amnesia. I was like, wait a minute. Tom's Refurb shifted like that. Granted, now he likes to hot rod him a little bit. That makes sense. So I got looking. Well, the only way to tell if it was a green dot is to drop the valve body and all that stuff, get the casting numbers and all that. Didn't want to really do that at the time. So kind of adjusted everything, kind of felt that did a little tinkering with the, hooked the modulator up to the proper port that wasn't getting crazy amount of vacuum. And since I had brakes, went down the road. And I'll be dipped. It shifted from first to second to mother trucking third. I was so happy, and I'm kind of down that the camera really screwed up audio-wise because you'd have thought I won the lottery, and I scared some lady in traffic next to me. The car may have frightened her more than I did, but I started screaming and saying a couple choice words and in happiness stuff. But so Hank is officially able to be driven. Not 100% because I still have to wire up the taillights and everything. No, I didn't drive it with no taillights. But yeah, got to wire it up and all that. So I did all that yesterday. And footage is cooked. But today we're going to start doing, I'm going to clean it out and all that, get all the stuff out. I'm going to get the seat out. I still got to bolt the seat down, wire the whole car. I have some really nice down pipes. Meow. Ooh, 2 1/4 to 2.5 of the room. But kind of crappy thing on that is I got to figure out how to do it because I can't get in there with the cross member that's in there because that cross member, the bolts got broken off before we got it, and someone welded the cross member in. So really the only way to get the transmission out is take the engine and transmission out. So I don't like that. But might end up just making a transmission cross member out of scratch, which that would be great because I would rather keep those as one piece. And my exhaust, I think I'm going to try to make me some boom tubes or some zoomies. We'll come to that.
Tomorrow for sure. Eventually, 12.
What is up? Alrighty, so today, or evening, or whatever time it is now, it's now time. This video is all kinds of wonky, so we're just going to try to make the best of it, because that's all we can do. Who is this pulling up on my road? Who is on my road? There ain't no Dodges allowed on this road. It's a Ram. But anyways, so seen before, I had the down pipes that I got from Summit. They were the stainless steel down pipes for a 66 Mustang. Got them to work. I had to modify them a little bit. I don't necessarily have like a really good like chop saw or anything like that. I just use kind of like a little porta band, which is good enough. My little 110 welder over there, which does the job awesome or good. But I got it on there and kind of just slipped the mufflers on from Christine on there. And got to see all the black soot come out of it. Christine was running a little rich there for a little bit. But anyways, went and got some pipe and all that from O'Reilly's. And that being said, I called around locally around here about just kind of getting a guesstimate on exhaust. Because right now, the exhaust runs to right about here, right? To me, besides the tailpipes, I did the hardest part. Flanges and all that stuff are good. All the way down, good. But I called around to kind of get estimates. And from here to here, and then to the back, prices around here are just silly. I mean, they're just silly. I used to do exhaust back in the day at a couple shops. I enjoyed it. Wish I had an exhaust bender in a rack now. I'd probably still be doing it. I'd have to do something else because it doesn't make that much money. But anyways, so went to O'Reilly's and got some pipe. The cool thing is, I was there, and if you look here, for an extra $2, they have stainless steel exhaust pieces now. Check that out. My camera wants to be all wacky. There we go. Ha! Stainless steel. So I was like, you know what? Downpipe is stainless, so let's make a true stainless steel exhaust, right?
a sailor. Shenanigans brewing, no time for a failure. Turning wrenches, sweat on our brow, grave shifters rolling here and now. From the garage floor to the open road, shouldering the weight of every heavy load. Of every heavy load. Carburetor spitting, timing's all wrong. Another late night, a mechanical song. Neighbors complaining, but we don't care. This is our freedom hanging in the air. Old school muscle, chrome so bright, pushing the limits with all of our might. Every bolt tight and every gasket sealed. Another legend
do a
ready
little
to
test.
be revealed.
Real quick, I ended up, it's kind of weird how this car was set up. So I was trying to do a side exit exhaust temporarily, just so I could get by, get some miles in the car, and then figure out how I want to do my exhaust out the rear. You know, that ain't no biggie. The big part was up here. You know, we could easily cut that out, be done with it. So they got spots back here behind the, well, underneath the butt of the passengers in the rear. And if I do that, it's going to have to be turned down straight dumping down. And we all know that's going to be resonated like crap. Like this is already a rattle trap, so it's going to be a big time rattle trap, even with the insulation I'm going to put in. So I ended up putting the mufflers right up underneath the front bench, up underneath the floor there, just on the other side of the, what you call it, transmission crossmember, because it looks like actually that's where the factory one. I hadn't looked it up, but there's heat shields already there, so there was something there in 57. So did the same thing with the other side, and we're going to give it a little test. They're just tacked up on the spot right now. No pipes coming out the sides or anything like that, just so it's going to resonate, but I'm really antsy to see how it sounds. So we'll go over here and hit my fancy dancy ignition switch and try it out. As soon as I find, there we go. Klondike. Well, I like it. I still need to put a tachometer on there so I can figure how many RPMs this is. I'm rotating. I feel that was about 4,000, maybe 3,000, 4,000, something like that. But yeah, I'm kind of happy on that. Who is it? Oh, look at that. Neighbor got home just in time. No more revving it up tonight. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video here. And I'll show you like a little... I don't want to do that because it's kind of ugly under there. I'll get better at this. I swear to y'all. Just hang in there. Just hang in there a little bit. Also,
smell of gasoline to roll the pipes, adrenaline pumping, avoiding the types who don't understand this passion we hold.
If you see me out and about at a car show or anything like that, and you watch the channel, seen the channel, know me or whatever, ask me for one of these. I might even give it to you. I figured I'd be nice enough, and I bought some, try it out, see if anybody, of course all my cars have one now, obviously. I don't even think my mama has one. But anyways, if you see me out and about, want a sticker, ask me. I probably have them on me. And getting that much closer to Hank being on the road, and I am tickled to death. Tickled to death. And also, I don't know if you see that. Oh yeah, got some more parts for old Hanky. You know, there's a perk for when you buy 3 of these pieces of crap. That you get extra perks. But I'm gonna end this off because I'm tired, and I'm gonna finish up the brackets and all that, the hangers and all that stuff, and next time we'll kind of give a little glimpse of it, or I may throw a montage in there, something like that of it. Probably not, I don't know. But yeah, I know there's a lot of talking in this video. I'll try to get better at it, but I'm not really good at working and videoing at the same time, but I'm trying to work on it, just for y'all. But we'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching. If you can, like, subscribe, share, comment. You got any ideas or whatever, let me know. Any shows, put it out there on any of the Facebook or anything like that, and we'll see you out there on the road. Thanks for watching.
Derek's garage where the wild